Tutor Yoga's Lockdown Yoga Day 10, or you could say Week 2, Day 5. Welcome to the class, and I am Yoga Sensei Tawani Clark. I have been teaching yoga for 10 years, and I founded Kututa Yoga 10 years ago, though this is only my second week teaching online, and I'm loving it. Lovely to connect to people. Many of you that I've done class with over the years, but now scattered all across the world. Welcome, Bhati. Welcome, Lisa. Welcome, Lisa, to the class. Please let me know if you're here. It's always lovely to know who's in class. And if you have done class before, and even if you haven't done class with Kututa Yoga this week, let me know how you're feeling. I'm always interested to know at the beginning of every class how everyone is feeling. Welcome back, Brenda. I always want to know how you are feeling in your body and in yourself. Are there any issues that I need to be aware of? And especially if you're coming for the first time. Are there any blood pressure issues? Are you expecting? Are you more than 12 weeks pregnant? Do you have any underlying back issues? Great. Welcome, Anus. Great. Anula, great to see you. Class is starting in just under 10 minutes, so there's still time to get your mat, to get that cushion, to get the blankets. Don't worry if you don't have a mat. A blanket, a soft carpet. This is what I used in the beginning. It's also time, if you have a moment, to share this live feed with anyone you think will be interested. And if you haven't liked the Kututa Yoga page and would like to get continual updates, please just click the like button. Chi Chi, welcome. How are you feeling, Chi Chi? How are you feeling, Bhati? How are you feeling? I am feeling way more energetic at the end of this week. In the beginning of the week, I was like, how am I going to make it through this? And you saw me taking it easy, and if you need to take it easy, that's fine. You saw me going quite high in the stances in the standing series that we're doing, dropping my knees in those dolphin planks just to conserve energy. But you know what, today I think I'm strong enough to go deeper into those lunges. But don't worry if you have to take it easy, either because you don't have the energy or you want to take it easy on your back. Great, Anula. How are you feeling? Oh, my nose is a little itchy today. I would love to give you a little bit of a background of today's class. We are doing a root chakra focused class, so focusing on the lower part of the body, our connection to Mother Earth, which is also our connection to all other living things. And as a species, as Homo sapiens, this is where we're currently going wrong. And this is why I think we are having these global crisis issues, the COVID-19 issues, which what brings me to you online is how do we get together and do yoga under the current lockdown situation. So there's some emotions. I've been talking about the emotions which are connected to the root chakra, so fear, insecurity. Understandably, this might be very much the emotions that we're going through at this time. It is to help us to survive. But sometimes the undue fear and anxiety doesn't actually help us. And this is where yoga can come in to help us ground. Most of the time our fears take us forward, out of this moment. What if this happens? What if that happens? Our brain doesn't know the difference because we're thinking of those things. Our brain and our body feels that they are happening right now, and we get stressed. So if we can come into this moment in time and space and be calm, we can make more rational decisions and actually be all right. So hopefully the class is going to help you do that. Yesterday I spoke about some of the issues that can happen in this area of the body. Backache is very, very common. So if you're having backache and don't know that you're not alone, and please do share how your back situation is going. Welcome, Amanda. Welcome back, Kondwa. So back issues are very common, and they can be linked to the root chakra. And yesterday I mentioned maybe if you're having issues related to your survival, especially at this time, your job, your finances. If you have concerns around those areas, you may find that the back issues may flare up. Also issues with the bones, not really the joints. We're going to come to the joints and the sacral chakra next week, but really about the bones, breaking bones, fracturing bones, underlying foundation issues. The bones are the foundation of our body. The root chakra is the foundation of the energy system. Also our skin, sometimes having breakouts. These are also, it's also kind of foundational, although it's on the outer part, but it's what connects us to the rest of the world. Right, I know. As we come to the end of the week, Chi-Chi, it does become easier. When we're in the middle of the week, it's like, oh my gosh, am I going to make it, right? But that's the amazing thing with yoga. It actually does get easier the more you do it. So if you're new and it's still kind of a little bit on the hard side, remember, just do what you can. What I wanted to speak about today with regards to root chakra is sometimes we have underlying root chakra issues, maybe backaches, maybe problems with our legs, maybe issues with our feet or our skin, and we can't pinpoint it to anything that is happening right now. So what happens with these energy systems is that they tend to develop at different times in our lives. So the root chakra is developing, and you can read more about this with Brenda Davies and many other great people and authors who have studied this and consolidated some of this information. And different people will tell you different times, but I like to go by Brenda Davies, which says from zero, from when you're in your mother's womb, out through when you're 3 or 5, we are developing very much, laying the foundation in that area of our life. And again, maybe when we're in our 30s, from 30 to 35, and again when we're in our 60s, we kind of start again each generation. So when we have traumatic things happening at that time of our life, we may later and continually have these issues. So if you have ongoing issues with your back or with your skin or with your legs, you may want to speak to your mom, your dad, people who knew you when you were younger, and just take a run through on what happened while you were in your mother's womb in those early hours. There may be some clues and some traumas that maybe you hadn't had a chance, or some just issues that you hadn't had a chance to work through. And now when we're grown and in a safer position, just hearing about them and working through them and understand what fears and came up at that time, you can understand them from a new perspective and the safety of your adulthood and work through them, and you may find that your issues release. You may want somebody to help you through that process. It's Flower Friday. Please tell me who has their flowers on with them. Janet, welcome. Audrey, welcome. Sarah, good to see you over here. Please, heads up if you've got a flower in your head. If it's not too late, I've declared Friday's Flower Friday, so you can run and get your flower. We've got 2 minutes before class starts, or afterwards, maybe wear a flower to enjoy the rest of and just brighten up the rest of the Friday. Let's just take a quick run through the class. We're going to come into silent meditation. As usual, do the all-round body warm-up or pranic healing warm-up. We are doing standing series, body conditioning, focusing more on the lower part of the body, our legs, and then our balance is incorporated within there. To work our abs and our core, we're doing planks. Take it easy if you need to, dropping your knees, stretching out the legs in hero's pose, sitting nice and composed, twisting, working our pelvic floor, working with our breath, and just lying down for a longer meditation today, and I'll take you through a guided meditation working on the root chakra. And then, of course, the house rules. Who can remember them? Chi-Chi, you want to help there? Come. Anyone want to help remind us of the rules? If you're online, welcome, and please tell me that you're here. Say hi, holla, let me know how you're feeling today. Rule number 1 is pleasant face. Keep it pleasant, no frowning. We don't want yoga to be responsible for those frown lines. Keep the likes coming, keep the hearts coming. This is our community. It's always nice to appreciate one another in the group, all of us. Rule number 2 is positive attitude. If the face is not pleasant, maybe it's because the attitude is not positive. And if you catch yourself frowning, go into your mind, See what's happening. Take a deep breath and change it and be positive. Rule number 3 is mind the gap. Life is all here. We want to be open to life. And rule number 4 is go with the flow. Don't force the funk. Don't be going against the stream. Okay. Is everybody ready? Have you got your mats? Are you ready to start the class? I'm gonna go back to my mat, and my handsome production manager is coming to help move the chair. Very grateful for all the support. All right. So as usual, I talk about being careful on how you come down to the mat, particularly if you have underlying back issues. Remember, you don't want to be rounding the back. Keep the back straight, and instead of bending the back, bend at the hips and bend at the knees and safely come down to the mat. Now, how you sit is really up to what's going on in your body. If you need to sit with your legs slightly bent or straight, that's fine, as long as the back is straight. If knees are good, you can easily come into this pose. It's called, funny enough, easy pose or Sukhasana. Or, believe it or not, this feels a bit weird for me. You can come into one leg in front or half lotus, taking your leg on top. Now, if you find that you're rounding like this, I saw a post of the mayor of Lusaka, Male Sampa. I was a little bit worried that he was sitting like this. I'm thinking of inviting him to the Kututa yoga page. I think Kiki told him, but I think I might also just add him. You want to mind the gap, otherwise this will stress the lower back and compress the organs, and it will be difficult to breathe fully. So if you're struggling to mind the gap, maybe what you need to do, what will help, is to elevate your hips relative to your knees. That already feels more open. We're coming into our mudra, which is opening. I find a lot of life closes us down. Stress, worry, aging, gadgets. Yoga helps open us up. So mind the gap, open up. This mudra also helps open us up. Dhyana, psychic gesture of consciousness. We bring our index finger to the tip of the index finger to the tip of the thumb and just relax your arms down, release your shoulders. Open the throat so the breath can come in. Excuse me, my throat is still working its way to be 100%. And let's get into another mudra, which is in this area, Kechari mudra. The tip of the tongue comes to the roof of the mouth. This will help us keep our pleasant face. Very difficult to frown in this pose. And it also helps the energy move better through us. So coming into Kechari mudra, the tip of the tongue to the roof of the mouth as far back as we can. And be conscious of the grounding. Make sure we're not leaning forwards into the future, not leaning back into the past, but are present with the weight on the hips, on the butt, over there. Inhale, drawing energy from the earth up through us, out of the head, to the heavens, Heavenly Father, or the divine, or the cosmos, whatever word you feel is one that feels right for you. Exhale, fresh energy coming down from the cosmos through us into the earth. Inhale, feeling that connection of energy of Mother Earth, the sun pulling the earth close to it, pulling us closer to it. And on the exhale, the earth with its pull pulling us and the breath and the energy through us. Keep breathing in and out. And gently open the eyes. Inhale, bring the palms together lightly to your heart. Not the chest, but the heart. Exhale. Maybe good to come off the padding, ground the butt, and lengthen and exhale. Try to keep the back as straight as you come forwards and relax. And release. I'm feeling a stretch in my shoulders and in the back. And inhale and come all the way up again. Now, I have my right leg in front. You may have the other leg in front, but whichever leg you have in front, just change and put the opposite leg in front. That's if your legs are not out in front of you. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, focus on hinging from the hips and leaning forward. Whoa, like yesterday, I'm feeling the outer left hip Maybe because we're doing the standing series and my left side is having to work a little harder. Right side can dominate. Sometimes it's the opposite side, and come up. Checking in with your body. If you keep asking yourself, where do I feel this? We will connect better to ourselves. Now, let's come into warm up of the spine, taking the right foot in front or on top if you're crossing your legs, hanging onto the knees, pulling on the knees. Notice my shoulders are going back and down. Elbows in. Inhale, pull the chest forwards and up, opening the throat, lifting the chin. Lovely, opening the front. Exhale, round like a ball, keeping the chin into the chest, leaning back, opening the back there. Oh, release the arms. Can you feel that lovely stretch between your shoulder blades, maybe between the shoulders and from the neck to the shoulders? Inhale, open up, freedom. Exhale, round and lean all the way back. And release. And maybe you'd like to elevate your pelvis again to mind the gap better for the rest of the seated warm-up. So we're grounding on our butt, getting settled. Index finger to the thumb. Inhale, open up. Exhale, release shoulders. And let's work the eyes. The mission is to keep the head. Telling myself to only keep your head in place and only move your eyes. Here we go. Clockwise, big motions. 1, 2, 3. How big can we make those circles? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And anti-clockwise. 1, 2, 3. Who says the eyes don't need exercise? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Close your eyes, and we're going to create some warmth between the palms of our hands by rubbing them as fast as we can. Can we get some heat? Whoa, it's still got a bit of snow out there, so I need to rub extra hard to create some warmth. And when you get some warmth, you want to place those warm palms onto your eyes, taking a deep inhale, lengthening up. Exhale, relax shoulders and draw your tightly closed and cupped fingers over your eyes. No light coming in, and gently open your eyes. Can you see underneath the light coming through your flesh? And then open your fingers and peekaboo. And relax back in Jnana. Inhale, look to the right. Exhale to the left. Inhale. Exhale, 2, 3. Oh, my neck is so much better. 4, 5, 6. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, tilt your head to the right and drop your left hand. It's very much in the mind whether we relax or we release. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, surrender. What do you need to let go of today? What's not serving you? Inhale, come up. Exhale, tilt to the left side. Remember, you're not looking down. We are looking forwards, and release this hand. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, relax and release. And let's do some rolls. So inhale, drawing up. Exhale, releasing shoulders, looking to the right. Inhale, drop chin and roll it along the chest to the left. Still head perpendicular. Exhale, back. Notice we're not rolling back. Sometimes not great for some people's necks. We don't want to aggravate anything. We want to be gentle and loving with ourselves. And we release, and let's come to standing. So these transitions between standing and sitting and standing, and a lot of transitions is where we need to be particularly mindful. So let's be mindful as we take our feet wide, which means we're more stable and more grounded. And remember what I said about the back when we're coming up. Try not to round the back, stressing it when you come up. Keep it straight and work with the knees and the hips, keeping the back straight. Feet are wide, and we're coming into a forward bend. You can be like this if the back is a little tender, or you're in the 3P category. More than 3 months pregnant, have blood pressure which is high, or problems with the back. So here, if all is good, you want to drop the head, interlace the fingers, engage the quads. Oh my gosh. My calves are stretching, my hamstrings, my back, my shoulders. Feels good though. And if I shift the weight, and if you shift the weight to the front of the feet, not too much, we don't want to land on the floor in a heap in front of us. Bend. Can you feel the stretch? Deeper. And bend the legs, hang on knees to gently support. Notice them keeping the back nice and straight. Now we're coming into super brain yoga. So remember, if you're in the 3P category, you're not going to hold your ears. You can just cross your arms across the chest and just do gentle squats. Gentle squats if you have issues with the knees. The rest of us who are not fitting in this category, we take the left thumb and place it on the right or opposite ear. So the right thumb is on top, the index finger is underneath. Then we take the right thumb onto the top of the left ear, index finger underneath. We're going to inhale going down, exhale coming up. If you can face each dish, fantastic. If not, you can just see me. Khechari Mudra is super brain yoga, and it helps move the energy up to the brain, getting the brain working out some more. So here we go. 7 times. Inhale down, exhale up. And release. It's also great for the thighs. Did you feel the thighs and the butt working out there? So grounding, staying nice and wide as we come to work our back. Go easy. Don't swing all the way if the back's a bit tender. Inhale, right, off, exhale. Left, that was good. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and how about we ground? Every time the center of gravity comes closer to the earth, we're more stable. Let's work the arms. Inhale up, exhale down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and forwards. Inhale up, exhale forward. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and squat a little bit. Let's open the front of the shoulders and the chest. Inhale, open up. Exhale up. Inhale, open up. Exhale the other arm up. 3, 4, 5, and 6. And palms facing each other. Let's make some fists. Bring the fists close to your shoulders, elbows in. Inhale and exhale. Throw your arms back, activating the backs of the arms. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Are you feeling more energetic? And the wrists to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know. It makes me feel like I'm in Hawaii. 1 to the left. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Fingers. This is a complete warm-up, pretty much. Just work fingers. 1, 2, 3. Flick them. 5, 6. And how about we ground a little bit more? Listen to the knees. If you don't want to be there, it's okay. And don't be closed. Open. Palms are facing up to the ceiling. Fingers are out, not backwards, and open. Inhale, lift your chest, lift your chin, look up. Exhale, straighten arms, backs of hands together, chin to chest, look between your feet down. Inhale, thank heaven, cosmos. Exhale, thanking the earth. 3, 4, 5, and 6, and up and into our waist. We take the left hand up. The right hand can be on the waist or hip or thigh if your back needs support. If all's good there in the back, lower back, you can place the hand right behind. You can see my fingers sticking out. Inhale, up and to the right. Exhale, left. 1, 2, 3. Wow, my waist, I really feel it today. 4, 5, 6. Oh, amazing. It's not just about the muscles. This is getting into our digestive system as well. Yoga works really deep. Let's come from the waist down to the hips. Inhale, pushing the hips forward, right, back, left, and exhale. So that is 2, 3, 4 big circles, 5, slow motion chokoshe change, and 1, 2. So chokoshe is like a dance little girls do in Zambia. 4, 5, usually much faster, more like this. So hands together, knees together, and circle knees to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So to the right to cleanse, take out the negative energy, and to the left to bring in some fresh energy. So we are going to shake a leg. Bend the leg, left leg, and let's shake the right. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the left leg. 1, flick away what we don't need. 3, 4, 5, and 6. And bend left leg again. We like to start with right and notice the knee is in place. And flexing and rotating foot to the right for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Are your ankles getting stronger? They're getting used to this. Inwards for 3, 4, 5, and 6. And change. And the other leg. So inwards to the right for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I find the inwards a little bit harder. Not so much these days. Getting much stronger. Left. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. Still with the feet. This is really where we connect and we ground. So you can understand why we spend so much time with this in yoga. Inhale, flex. Exhale, point if you want, add a bounce, but don't move the leg. This is stationary. The left leg is what's bending. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now is the right leg, which is going to create the bounce if you want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Great. Now, toes. So remember, we want to bend the toes all the way back here, and we're looking at getting as straight as we can over the ankle. Lots of ankle work, leg work coming today. So rotating from the big toe to the small toe outwards for 3, 4, 5, 6. Inwards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And the left. Bend all those toes back. And rotate inwards to the right, this time small to big. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Ooh, the incense is still going today. Outwards to the left, big to small. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And standing with, if possible, the inner ankle bones to touch and the base of the big toes to touch. Lift your toes as high as you can. Spread them, spreading of the roots. The wider the roots spread, the more grounded we be. Lift and talk nicely to those toes, inviting them to spread wide enough. Try to get the upper big toes to touch and the other toes to spread enough that you could fit a pencil between each and every one. Notice the fingers are up and spreading as well. And ground those toes to the earth. Inhale, interlace the fingers. Exhale, send your palms gently down. Inhale, gently push the shoulders back and down, keeping them there to protect them as we inhale our arms up. And exhale, keeping the ankles together, we lift up as high as we can onto the balls of your feet. How does this feel? Left, 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 left. Woo! That's ice falling outside on the windowsill. It gave me a little bit of a fright. Inhale, come down. Exhale, up for 1, 2, 3, 4. The ice is also trying to ground. 6. Ooh, that's counting really weird. Are you ready for the standing series? So, if you're in the 3P categories in pregnancy, high blood pressure, and back problems with the back, get your support in front of you, whether a little table or a chair. You may want to still have your cushions or blocks nearby. We are starting with a standing series. So coming about a foot away from the front of your mat, bringing your feet together, we're going to start with mountain pose, Tadasana. So think of Tada, a mountain strong, standing straight and majestically. So we start at the base of a mountain is always very strong. So grip the toes together, feel the arches of the feet lifting, squeezing together ankles and knees, and engaging quads. Stabilizing legs, tightening bottom, tucking a little, stabilizing pelvis. Minding gap, engaging core, stabilizing abdomen. Lifting your chest and relaxing your shoulders and arms down, stabilizing chest, and activate the arms and look forward. Tadasana. Inhale, reach those arms strong like you have a ball of energy between your hands, which you're drawing up, keeping the shoulders down. Remember to keep your hands down if you've got blood pressure, shoulder issues, or you're expecting. Exhale, bend, and notice I am hinging. We're coming into chair pose. So think of a chair. A chair is 90 degrees here when you sit on it. You don't want to be upright. Pull in your tummy, squeeze your ankles and knees together, and look up at the energy between the hands. You can visualize. So there's energy centers called Palma chakras in the energy world there. Reaching up. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, we're going into a wide-legged forward bend with prayer hands between them, behind our backs. So the palms are facing the earth. See if you can get your fingers to touch. If you need to stay here, that's fine. But if you can bring your fingers all to touch, bring them to touch. If you can, your palms. And if that's okay, then you go a little bit further up the back. I'm going to mirror you today. So inhale the right foot out 45 degrees facing the corner of the mat. Exhale, bring that right foot near to the right edge of the mat. Inhale, keep that foot near the edge of the mat and take it about 2/3 of the way back. Exhale, rotate and turn your hips forwards to the front where we were. Inhale, grip your toes, see the arches here. Exhale, engage quads, rotate them inwards, keep the hips forward. Inhale, lengthen up, engage your tummy, pelvic floor muscles. Exhale, hinging forwards. If you're in the 3P category, release your hands and support your back. If all is good, stay there and relax and drop. If you feel yourself losing stability, grip your toes a little bit more. Engage your quads a little bit more. Can you feel an intense stretch in the front of your leg? If you're feeling your back too much, don't be too low. Go with the flow, no forcing of the funk. Let's swim into swan. So we swim forwards, bending the front leg, shifting the weight into the front leg. 3P category, you can hold the support in front of you. Back leg turns forward. 100% of the weight on the front leg. Stick out the butt, arch the back, shoulders as low as the hips, looking forwards if the back allows, the neck allows, and take off. Lift that back leg, back foot flexed and hip height, and breathe. Coming out of any pose at any time if it feels hectic. Holly, how's it going? Hope it's a bit better today if you're in class. And then release your hands and ground your hands. And we're stepping that leg, your right leg, back some more. We're pretty much of a wide stance if you can handle it, narrow if you need to take it easy, and aim for a 90-degree angle in the front leg if you're going for the full intensity of the pose. Less if you're not. We're going into a warrior one, so tighten your butt, pull in your tummy, pelvic floor muscles tight. Those are the muscles that we tighten when we want to hold P, and we come up. And I'm just going to ask my manager to take care of some background noise over here for me. So stay here if you're Back is a bit tender in the 3P category, otherwise broaden your shoulders. Inhale and reach your arms all the way up. And looking up at the hands. And breathe. Inhale, straighten your leg. Release. Exhale, lower the arms, shoulder height, so we come into gracious warrior. Inhale, bend, staying here or here. Or exhale and lean forwards. Notice my arms are shoulder height, parallel to the ground, and my head is looking above. And breathe. Hands on the knees, support your back, tighten pelvic floor, tummy muscles, and take that step forwards. Now we're coming into another warrior, full of warriors. Warriors is strong, grounding poses, kite pose. Inhale, warrior 3, arms up. Exhale, turn your foot forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, if you are in 3P category, pregnancy, high blood pressure, hold the support. You don't want to stress the back. And fly, take over. Make sure your hips are facing the earth. Shoulders, see if you can lower them hip height if it's not aggravating the back. And looking at you and doing this pose requires a lot of focus on my part. And breathe and come down. And you can have space between the knees if you need to, or relax. Oh, I wonder if my production manager can hear me. I wonder if he's doing the class with me. Let's relax. Drop the head, drop the arms, and shift your body weight forwards. Relax, drop the head, and drop the arms. Let's do all that, the standing series, on the other side. Starting with, I'll use the Sanskrit names this time. Inhale, squat, squeezing ankles, knees together. Exhale, tighten your butt, pull in your tummy. Broad shoulders. Inhale, lift your arms up. Remember, the categories where you don't want to lift your arms, pull in. If you're pregnant, high blood pressure, back, shoulder issues. So remember, now arch, pull in, and squat. Make sure you can still see your knees in Utkatasana. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, Paschima, hands up the back. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, see if you can go forwards a little more. And into Pavottanasana now. Inhale, the left foot out 45 degrees facing the left corner of the mat. Exhale, move your toes just inside the left edge of your mat. Inhale your foot about 2/3 of the mat down in the edge, within the edge. Exhale, rotate and face your hips forward. Inhale, lengthening up, and exhale, hinging. Remember, if your back needs support, there's weight in your tummy, or your pressure is elevated, remove your hands and place them on the legs. Now, we want to keep our legs straight to get the stretch, but not to stress. So we want stretch, not stress, and relax. If you're losing stability, just check the toes are gripped and the quads are tight. And now, from Pavottanasana, let's swim into Himsasana, the swan. Bend the front leg, shifting the weight there. If you need support, hold whatever you have in front of you. Stick out the butt, arch the back. Your hips and your shoulders are kind of the same height. Looking forwards, rotate the back foot forwards. 100% of the weight on that bent front leg. And lift the back leg also bent, hip height with that foot, and breathe. Hopefully it's a bit easier if this is your second or more class. And then lower the hands, ground, be stable, and gently take that leg back. If you need to take it easy, don't go as far back, you can be narrow. If you're going the full intensity, you want a 90-degree angle. Try not to go deeper than that. We don't want to stress the knee out. Now, to stabilize us, we come into Virabhadrasana. One, tight, straighten your leg, no locking, tighten your butt, pull in your tummy, pelvic floor muscles. Use your hand as a support. You can stay here or inhale, broad shoulders, inhale. Feel strong, feel grounded. You are Virabhadrasana 1. Peaceful, strong warrior. You can be strong and peaceful. Inhale, straighten the leg, gracious Virabhadrasana. Exhale, lower your arms to shoulder. Height, inhale, and exhale, lower. And we can be here, or here, or here. Pull in your tummy. If you're reaching forward, this could stretch the back, so make sure there's more engagement in the butt and the tummy and maybe the pelvic floor. Arms are still parallel to the ground, broad, and I'm looking above. Hands on the knees. Remember to support your back internally by engaging your core as we inhale up and exhale, release. Virabhadrasana 3, kite version. Inhale, extend the arms out. Exhale, don't open up. Hips forwards, exhale. Tighten your butt, pull in your tummy to support your back. If it's too much in the back, don't force it. Or if you pressure thigh or there's extra weight in your tummy, support yourself by holding something in front of you. And breathe. And bend from Virabhadrasana 3 to Uttanasana. You can be in the half version, Ardha, if your back needs to take it easy. Also, when the pressure is high, we don't advise to drop the head. This increases generally the blood pressure to the brain, and this is why we come up. And relax, surrender. Just make sure the quads are a little bit tight in front to lift the kneecaps and protect the knees, and release. And we're going to go into our daily squats from here. Feet out 90 degrees from each other. Take them back and out. And you can just bend slightly and hang here if the knees are not comfortable in going any deeper. But if it's all is good, we come into garland pose or malasana. And we want to come into the full upright position because this means that we use our back and we're very grounded. Check how low the center of gravity is. So before we invented chairs, this was like, even in India when I went to do my last training by the railway station, people would just sit and wait for the train like this. It means that more flexible and stronger in these parts of the body. So let's try and make a point to squat every day. If there's no bump in here, we can hinge forward, push the elbows into the inner thighs resist. Inhale, let's come up on the heels as high as we can. Upavethasana, strengthening the feet and the ankles. Exhale, come down, stretching in Namaskarasana. Remember, you can stay here to help with the back or bump or extend. Whew. Maybe I'm going to start sending telepathic messages to my production manager. Maybe that will work. Keep sending me the messages about remembering to do that counter. Just got some background noise here, I think, coming from over there. Thank you. And we drop the head. Telepathy, I tell you, it works, guys. Come down and release and relax. And let's take the knees down, and we're coming into planks, which is our core workout. Now, these can be pretty strong, so take it easy if you've got shoulder issues, bumps, pressure, back issues. So a little bit of padding. I think this padding is better for me. For the elbows, there can be a lot of pressure on the elbows as we do dolphin plank. You can always be in this position. So remember, the web between the thumb and the index finger comes not here, but right in there, so that your middle finger is able to touch the ulna over there. So the elbows are shoulder width apart. And then we come down, and ideally your elbows are underneath your shoulders like this. and not all the way back unless you're trying to take the weight off your elbows. Right, so we interlace the fingers and we come down. So you can stay here, but whatever you do, whether you're on your knees or not, don't arch your back like this because it creates some issues. And tuck up and pull in. Okay, I hope there's no background noise coming up in the speaker over here. Broad shoulders and come down. So we push the hands down, push the shoulders back and down, and inhale, squeeze the butt, exhale, hold it here. If this is enough, if this is too much, go even back there. But if you're really strong, you can take your knees off the floor. Now, don't let the hips sink like this. This will put pressure on your hips. You make sure your hips are as high as your shoulders so that you're in a plank. You know, planks are generally straight. They're not bending. And we hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we open the left hand and make a fist with the right. Take your right fist to your left elbow and push your fist down. Forearm in and go over onto your right side. You can drop this knee for X. If it's too intense, take it closer here if you need more support. Otherwise, straighten. Feet are flexed for balance, quads engaged. Butt tight, stomach pulled in, shoulders, move them away from your ears. Reach the top hand up. Push your weight into your fists and forearms so that your elbow is not stressing for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, if you're strong enough to keep your knees up, finally, I'm strong enough on Friday to do this. Keep your knees up. If you need to drop for a while, no problem. Go with the flow. Push the hands in. Broaden the shoulders, push shoulder blades, lift your neck up, tighten your butt, pull in your tummy, squeeze your legs and breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open right hand, left fist comes to right elbow. Push your fist in, forearm. Keep pushing them in and onto the left side. Remember, you can drop your left knee, bring the knee closer to the elbow to reduce pressure or intensity. Feet are flexed. Try and get the right ankle over the left. Engage quads, tighten butt, pull in tummy. Move those shoulders away from the ear. Reach the right hand up. Breathe. Keep pushing the fist forearm in for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down we go. Keeping the knees up if possible. If not, no worries. It's your body. Do what works for you and push hands in, broaden shoulders, pushing shoulder blades together, lengthen neck, tighten tummy, squeeze legs together. Are you feeling strong? Breathe. 5, 4, pleasant face. 3, positive attitude. And down. Woo, it's over. So I'm going to check that the toes are to the back of the mat. We're coming into puppy pose. Fingers to the front of the mat or beyond if you're tall. And then we're going to keep the hips over the knees so the hips are not going back. And just release the forehead to the ground and breathe. Woo! Wow. Big stretch in my armpit, shoulder area. Chest opening. Really good to prevent any infections setting up in our chest, to keep it open and stretched. And then come up onto the hands and knees. And as in root chakra development, Thai babies lie on the floor, they sit and then they crawl. So we're going to crawl our knees forwards towards the front of the mat and come up onto our knees for forwards Varasana. Kiki, keep talking to me about remembering to do your counter after this one. So the knees are together and the feet move out. Now, take a notice that my feet are stretched in the ankle here. Toes are facing back. Don't turn your feet out. Really not great for the knees. So keeping the toes back. And slowly, we want to come down. Maybe before, if you've got particularly fleshy calf muscles, you may want to push them back and slightly out. And hands down, just guide, listen, take care, guys. This can be an extremely intense pose. Putting a cushion underneath if you feel you can't go any further. If all is good, you actually sit between your feet, minding the gap, relaxing, separating the knees if there's any pressure over there. If this is enough, stay there, come onto a pillow if it's too intense. Remember, if you're feeling, a lot of people will actually feel the ankles. You want to get your blanket rolled up and placed underneath the ankle joint. Otherwise, don't worry if you need to stay here. As I say with this pose, some people find it incredibly easy or incredibly hard. So taking the arms back if we can, inhaling, lifting the hips up. Exhale, watch the pelvis, tighten your butt, tuck up your pelvis. Feel that divine stretch in the front of the thighs, the quads. And then place the hips up in the tucked up position. As long as the knees are down and there's no pain, remember, pain is usually a sign something's wrong. Yes, we can be stretching, but we don't have to be damaging. Elbows, if all's good and your knees are comfortably on the ground and they stay on the ground, we can gently lower our shoulders. Don't worry if you're not reaching here. We're all constructed differently and have gone through different things in our lives. Inhale and exhale, relax and release. Wow. Really great stretch on the shoulders, across the chest a little bit, over the abdomen, over the hip flexors in front, over the front of the thighs. Now let's gently come out of this. Can we gently come up and into hero's pose? And now we're going to go into another variation. Kiki, I hear you. So Kiki finds that she needs to stretch the hips and her knees in a different way. And this might help you as well. So you come up. So this is what also Kiki do. And she just stretches out her knees because the knees have been bent. And she just reaches out forwards a bit. So we can just give that a try and look to the right. If you can look at your left foot, that's great. And if you turn over to your left shoulder and look at your right foot, and then we can continue in our twist. So sitting over here in Varasana. So this is a very good pose actually for digestion. So maybe this is why the Japanese sit like this, and also in India. So you eat and then if you can sit like this. It does require some flexibility in the knees and the ankles, and if that's not happening, remember you can extend both your legs forwards. So we're coming into our twists in Varasana. I'm going to mirror you in this one just so that you see what is happening. Remember what to do with your ankle if there's a problem. Roll that blanket, place it underneath the ankle joint. Bring your right leg forwards. Notice we're not crossing like we did in Ardha Matsyendrasana last week. It's just next to. My butt is off the ground. So just to ground a little bit, I'm going to place my pillow or block, and you can use two if need be, and I'm more balanced there. Inhale, lengthen up, exhale, broad shoulder. Now inhale, lift your right arm up out of hip, waist, chest, shoulder. Same arm as the leg in front, and exhale all the way back, engaging pelvic floor and stomach muscles to help protect the back and the pelvis, the lower back that is. Inhale, reach your left arm and cross over. Notice my palm is facing the foot. Inhale, lengthen the front foot. Exhale and back. What do you feel? Are you feeling that stretch across the back? Inhale, lengthen. And we want to be looking eye level, not down, stressing the neck, or up. So there's an inherent alignment in the body, which is healthy. And yoga is actually trying to help us be aware of that and strengthen the necessary muscles to get into that and stretch the other one. So if one muscle invariably is tight, it could be that the opposite muscle is weak. So now let us bend the right leg back. Bring your left leg forwards. Remember, we're not crossing today. We're just on the inside of that right leg. And adjust your cushion to be underneath your left hip over there. Inhale, draw up the body, strengthening, lengthening. Exhale, shoulders back and down. You can really only twist the back that is properly aligned. If you're going to round like this, you're going to be limited with your range of movement and you're not going to get the bend. And that's why we've elevated our butt to be able to sit straighter. So inhale, lengthen, and reach your left hand up out of hip, waist, chest, shoulder. Tighten pelvic floor and tummy muscles. Exhale, turn all the way back. Inhale, reach your right hand up. Exhale, cross over the thigh. You want to guess where the palm is facing? The front foot, yes. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, behind. Wow, today, whoa, this is the one I feel. Sides of the back. Feels good though. Keep the pelvic floor muscles tight. Don't force it. Don't force the bunk. Go with the flow. 70% is probably enough of your capacity. You don't have to take it to the max. So play around with the vertebrae and release and come forward. So now we're going to come into mula bandhas, or the pelvic floor muscle exercises. Really good to strengthen the vata ani and the sphincters and the various orifices there. I like to put my padding in between my feet to sit. It gives me more comfort. My hips are higher. Remember, you can sit with your legs in front of you or cross-legged if that is more comfortable, especially if you're feeling it quite a lot in the ankles or the knees. The most important thing, whichever way you sit, is to observe rule number 3 and mind the gap. Because if we close this gap, we're closing the space. That means here in front, which means we won't be able to breathe as much and the organs don't have the space to work. So inhale, mind the gap. Exhale, relax. If you're on your P's, don't do this one because we don't want to be cutting the flow. Things are trying to get out of us and we're like creating some roadblocks. So just breathe normally if that's the case. Inhale. Exhale, tighten your pelvic floor muscles or the muscles like you're holding pee, or if you're peeing, to stop the flow of pee, and keep those muscles tight. Now observe what's happening in the body. Ooh, that's more ice falling. As you're holding those muscles, are you able not to grip your entire stomach? Are you able to maintain your posture? Relax your shoulders, relax your arms, keep breathing, maintain a pleasant face and positive attitude. And breathe in and breathe out and relax. So that's the first round. We go again. Inhale and exhale. Tighten pelvic floor muscles. Now how about we try to tighten a little bit more, a little bit more grip there, and just hold it. We check the upper body in the first round. Just check how are we doing on the butt. Is it soft? The legs, the feet. Can you breathe? Are you remembering to breathe? And relax and release. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, relax shoulders and arms and just engage those muscles. Holding them a little tighter. Are you better able to reach those muscles? Notice that the more we do something, the more mastery you have. Maybe if you've been doing the classes for several days, earlier you couldn't connect to those muscles. I hope now you can feel what's going on in your body. And release. We're just going to do 2 more rounds. Inhale and exhale. Tighten and release and relax. So remember, as I said, this band of muscle, there's 2 of them, attaching from the inside of the pubic bone, the hard bone you feel in front, going back to the base of your tailbone. So when you tighten them, what does that mean? It means that you pull on your tailbone, which can release a sore back. Actually, it actually happened to me. Just clicked and my lower back actually released. Relax, and one more time. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, squeeze, and we're going to hold this really tightly for 20 seconds. So remember, there's 2 muscles. If they become slack, they go down, they go out, and then we can have prolapse of the uterus or the bladder from above. We don't want that. It also means that we
we are maybe incontinent sometimes when we sneeze, or we cough, or we bounce on the trampoline with our little ones. And relax and release. And we're going to do Kapalbhati. So just a reminder on the precautions. Yoga is generally very safe, but I always like to point out the contraindications on when which pose shouldn't be done. So under the 3 Ps, pregnancy, high blood pressure, severe back issues. Also, this Kapalbhati activates the digestive system. So if you've already got some digestive issues, it might aggravate them. So like ulcers or diarrhea, please don't do this. Or if you have migraines, maybe you can just breathe normally. If you're asthmatic, just take it slower. But if all's good, here we go. You can stop at any time. If it's your first few times, maybe stop at 20 although. But if you've been doing this for a while, you can continue. Here we go. And I'm going to stop because I realize for a lot of you, if you're doing it for the first time, I haven't quite described what's going on. We're inhaling in a passive way. Exhaling, we're tightening sharply. Please don't bob like this or bob your head. That can aggravate the spine and the neck or the back. Here we go. If you need to be slower than me, no problem. Here we go. And release. Well, can you believe class is almost over? So time to relax on our back. If there's a little somebody in you who's been in there for several months, maybe you want to lie on your left side, extending your left arm out. So Shavasana. Shava means corpse. So basically we are pretending to be dead. Note, pretending. Take your feet out and drop the feet out to the sides. Tuck up the pelvis. Oh, it's a little bit chilly here. And I feel my body temperature coming down as I slow down and as I calm down. So I'm going to cover up in a blanket to maintain a good temperature. Tuck up the pelvis. If the back is a little tender, the lower back, you might want to take your cushion, one under each thigh, or if it's big enough, it can be underneath both. Tuck up the pelvis, that's if the pillow is big enough to go underneath both thighs. Push your shoulder blades down, palms upwards, chin into the chest, and allow me to take you through a guided meditation focusing on the root chakra. You can find more detail, the fuller version, in Brenda Davies's Root Chakra Meditation in the Rainbow Journey. So we're lying on the mat, breathing energy up through us on the inhale. As we exhale, relaxing, sinking into the mat and the floor as we exhale, energy down through us. Inhale up. Exhale, relax as we sink into the mat, energy going down. Inhale, energy through the feet, the legs, the body, head and out. Exhale, fresh energy in through the head, down the neck, the body, ending between our legs to the site of the root chakra origin. In the perineum, halfway between the anus and the vagina, or anus or scrotum, depending on which sex you are. And from that point, visualize a funnel of crimson red light coming out as a cone, extending between your legs and rotating. This is a visualization to help us understand our body and the energies our body generates. And from that same point between the legs, visualize two streams of red light, one going out to the top of the left leg, other to the right, to the socket of the hip, and going down the middle of the bone, the femur, behind the knees, through the tibula and fibula of the lower leg into the ankle and up the feet. Have an offshoot of red energy going through the sole of the feet or the plantar chakra and going down into the earth, and other streams going up between to each toe and dripping out of each toe on both the left and the right, and energy dripping down like roots, red roots sinking into the earth, deep, as deep as feels right. Roots are usually equal to the height of the tree or bush. Inhale. And as you exhale, feel energy flowing out down your legs and your feet into the earth, and let go of any heaviness, any negativeness, any fears, any insecurities. Release them. Mother Earth will receive and recycle them. Feel lighter with every exhale, releasing, letting go, allowing Mother Earth to hold us, cradle us, embrace us deeper with every relaxation into her. And now that we've let go of all that we don't need, all that negativity, heaviness, like a plant, like a tree, we're going to draw up nourishment. Water and nourishment is what the trees draw up, energetic nourishment. Inhale, draw energy up through those roots, through your feet, through the ankles, through the lower leg, path through the knees, the legs to your hips, and into the rest of your body. And now pull up those roots, taking them back into the feet. Maybe you feel a little bit of tingling and buzzing in your feet and your legs. Now that is just one energy in the red spectrum. Our body is full of energy of all the colors of the rainbow, all 7 of them, of all the major chakras. And when all those colors spin together, they create white light. So feel your energy, feel your light that radiates from the very depth of your being, your life force, your energy, radiating out through your bone. From the root, the bones are very much in our root foundation of our life, of our body, radiating out through our flesh, our muscles, our organs, radiating through our skin, the physical border of us, but it's not our energetic border. Our energy radiates beyond our skin, out. Heat can sense heat beyond where our body, energetic, magnetic rays or waves, and others that we're yet to discover. And you can make that energetic boundary 1 meter or more. The stronger, the more energetic we feel, the further out it goes. We can be small or we can be energetic and big. And we're going to put a protective seal around the edge of this energetic bubble that we're in all around us, making it translucent gold, so that we can allow some positive energy to radiate out into the world, to make the world a more positive place, but not release all of it, otherwise we are drained. We can allow other positive energy to come in. Let's not pollute the earth with our negative energy. Let's deal with our emotions, and let's not allow negative energy to penetrate. Let it bounce away. Breathing in and breathing out, and allowing your body to sink deep into the mat, into the earth, safe in our energetic bubble of white light with its protective gold seal. Inhaling, exhaling, and allowing your legs to sink in, your back, your legs. Can you feel your feet and your hands? Gently now, let's slowly bring energy into the shavan and gently start to wriggle or move our little fingers and our toes. Bringing the legs together, squeezing them. That might help bring the pelvis together. Squeeze, you may even hear a click Anat, and gently open the eyes, and inhale, reach your arms up, hooking your fingers and taking your arms all the way, stretching your arms all the way back. Oh, yawning if you feel like it. Does that feel good, or does that feel good? And relax. And we're gonna give thanks to the body. Try and keep your pelvis on the ground to keep your back nice and safe and protected. Don't worry if the knees stay all the way out here to do that, or if you can keep the pelvis down, hug in and come up and kiss. Give thanks. Oh, all the wonderful things your body is doing to keep you alive, our body. Let's appreciate our body. We don't want to always be there complaining and criticizing of those few things are wrong when there's so much that is right, because we are alive. Head on the upper arm and opposite hand on the floor in front of the chest at the heart, and gently push yourself upright. And as we began, full cycle, sitting either like this if this is comfortable, or crossing the legs in easy pose, or half lotus, sitting on your pillow if it helps. You keep straight up. Mind the gap. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, come into Dhyana. Relax. Weight back, grounded. Feel your body and that connection to Mother Earth, feeling strong, secure, stable. Coming into Khechari Mudra, tip of tongue to roof of the mouth, as we inhale energy from the earth up through us to the heavens. And as we exhale, energy comes from the heaven to energize us, also relaxing our arms, our shoulders, coming down through us into Mother Earth. Inhale up. The earth, the sun pulling us towards it with its field and that energy field of universe around us. Exhale, take fresh energy from the cosmos, Mother Earth with its field pulling, and she holds us always close to us. Inhale. Let's connect to her, let's listen to her. She is wise, she is ancient, she's our mother. Let's take care of her, that she may take care, or continue to take care of us. And lengthen up, exhale, gently open your eyes, bring your hands to your heart, and we hinge forwards, trying to keep your hips butt on the earth, grounded as we reach forwards and release. And gently come up. And how are you? How was today's class? Remember to be careful as you come up, mindful. Grounding your feet, placing them apart. Remember, we want to try and keep the back straight and safe. So coming up and supporting and coming up to the standing position, and just a reminder that I'm here for the next few minutes for us to check in with each other, and I'd love to find out how you are feeling now at the end of the class. How was the class for you? I'm definitely Chisa, welcome. Carol, Alexandra, yay, you are here. Jackie is in the house. Namonja, did you wear your flower? Brenda, Conroy is wearing her flower, yay. Floors, your name even sounds, Amanda, sounds like 20 years. Kiki, I remembered. Thank you for the telepathic messages on doing your counter. Jody, good to see you here. Claudia's kid, Tiwe, in the house. Bustiku, you made it. Glad you made it online. Masuka, thank you for from Marta. Yes, Mother Dell, yay! Wow, Chezuka. Excuse me if my pronunciations are off. He's back. Happy finally joined. Chet, welcome. Here, welcome again, Chikoti. Oh, you come next time. Remember the recording is welcome, Krupa. Join here. Great. How's everyone feeling? So today's the last class of week 2. This is
the end of the root chakra sequence for this time, where we've strengthened our legs. I hope you're feeling more secure, more grounded, more joyful, more grateful. I was reading something that yesterday, listening to one of these inspirational little podcasts that people send, and increasingly so during this time, and said that it is very difficult to be grateful and fearful at the same time. So I'm really grateful for this class. I'm really grateful for all of you who are here and share in this community that you are here. Next week, I did say that next week we're taking it a little bit higher. We are going to the next energy center above the foundation of the root chakra. We are coming into the sacral chakra, or the sacred chakra, where life begins, where the root is about the earth, and it's strong, and it's foundational, and it is hard. And the sacral is different. It's about flow. It's about flexibility. It is represented by the element of water, and having flexibility in our bodies and in our minds, which is what we need to adjust to these new situations, right? I am feeling strong. I am feeling grateful. You did it, Namanje! You have a flower in your hair! Stronger too. Janet is feeling great. Don't worry if you're not feeling okay. This message, it's not about pretending. It's about what it is what it is. So if your back is sore, don't be shy and say, that's what community is. That's what friends are for. You say it like it is. How are you feeling? It's about just expressing that which you are feeling in that particular moment. You're great. Bhati, you made it today. And so proud of you. Carol, great. Claudia is here. Thank you. Yoga Sensei is very grateful that you're here. Yeah, the snow is currently melting right now. This weather in Colorado is amazing. It's like -6 here, and I think day after tomorrow it's going to be 20 degrees. Brenda, I'm so happy that you are continuing. So if there are no questions, I'm here for a minute longer just in case you have a question. I do read and comment, so if anything comes up in the next 30 minutes after class, I will be online to respond to you. If anything's a little bit private, that in a way that they can sometimes be, email me, message me directly. I love to hear from you. Any feedback that you can give me helps me as yoga sensei in my journey. So wishing you all a lovely Friday, Flower Friday. I love Fridays. They're my favorite day of the week. So enjoy the rest of your day, where it's just the evening or you've got the whole day ahead of you. And see you next week when we work on the sacral chakra. And if you have found this class valuable, please share, please like the page so that you get messages. And remember that the recording is online. It will be posted in the feed of the Kututa Yoga page, so you can watch it again if you didn't manage to do the whole class, or if you want to share it with other people who would like to do it. Namaste. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you all next week.